Welcome back to the Bourbon Note, everybody. I'm Ben. Got a little mini bottle on the bar tonight. Let's get into it. So on the bar tonight, I've got, bam, this is a little mini bottle of new Riff rye. So this is the bottled and bond regular shelfer rye from New Riff. And I've never had it before. I recently picked up this and a little mini bottle of the bourbon. Really like the bourbon. It's been a while since I've had any of the New Riff just kind of shelfer products. And again, I've never had this one before, but so far what I've had from New Riff, I've liked. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one. Like I said, bottled and bond. I think these run around that $45 to $50 price range. And on the nose, it's a fairly down the middle rye, but it's really nice actually. Nice and rich for the 100 proof point. There's a nice layer of sweetness to this, but it also has those kind of quintessential rye notes. It's got a little bit of like kind of a little bit of that clove, a little bit of a light, very light black licorice, but kind of like that clove allspice. And then just kind of a general nice rye spice. It's very common for me to get kind of that waxy artificial zebra cake vanilla off of this. Or I mean off of rye in general, and I'm getting that off of this. Let's get into the palate, see what happens. Wow, that's a little different on the palate than I was expecting. Really good. There is sort of like there's a minty note to this, which isn't terribly uncommon with rye whiskeys. But this one in particular, I talked about this not that long ago with another, I can't remember what product it was, but like those old school gumballs, like the white gumball. Back in like the 80s, they used to have like the penny gumball machine. That's what this is coming across as, like the white one that's kind of like that minty, I don't want to say peppermint, but it's a little bit different than just a standard mint. I don't know, whatever that white gumball kind of mint flavor was. On that first sip, I noticed a bunch of that, which is different, but really, really actually good. It does kind of have the sweetness and all that stuff I noticed on the nose, but I think I was so taken back by that mint note that I wasn't expecting that I just kind of maybe focused on that and didn't really pay too much attention to anything else that was going on. So let's go in for the second sip and pick this one apart a little bit closer. Man, I am loving this actually. This is really good. This is so, it's unique, it's different than the kind of standard ryes that I'm used to. That mint gumball note is definitely continuing to show up. I had a few sips of this when I cut away there. And that's just making for just, yeah, kind of like a unique take on a rye whiskey, and I'm definitely here for it. I think I would buy a full bottle of this for that $45 to $50 price point. And if you're looking for a rye whiskey that's just a little bit different but kind of leans into that mintier side, if you're into that, I would check this out. This is making me want to explore, I think I said this with the bourbon too, explore some of the other releases from New Riff, because they've got a bunch of different stuff. Like they've got a Balboa rye, I don't know what the hell that is, but I think they maybe have like an 8-year rye or something like that too. And I think I will definitely be picking up a bottle, especially maybe one of their rye whiskeys just based on this. I'm more of a bourbon person. I love ryes, but the bottles I keep on the shelf are 90% bourbons, but I do have some ryes that I really like, and I think I may be adding some New Riff rye to the shelf here. Let's go in for the third sip. On that third sip, the mintiness is still there. I was kind of noticed a little more of that underlying, those kind of standard rye notes, a little bit of that peppery spice, the allspice, the clove. And there is that nice sweetness underneath it. I think it's interesting because it leans definitely more in one direction, but it works. It's still balanced. It's not like everything is equal. It's definitely that that, at least for me, that kind of minty gumball note is stealing the show a little bit. But everything underneath it that's kind of holding that up is nicely balanced. And so it's got a little bit of an oak presence to it as well. Just overall, a really, really nice whiskey here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be definitely exploring more from New Riff. If you guys have any recommendations on their products to try, definitely put them in the comments because I'm gonna be looking for some guidance on that, because I think in Minnesota, like New Riff's kind of a weird brand for Minnesota, because it used to be here. Like when I first got into bourbon, they were on the shelves, and then for whatever reason they were gone for a couple of years. Like I think they stopped distributing to Minnesota, and then they came back. And so there's a bunch of different expressions out there. And so yeah, I don't know anything really deeper about those other available products from New Riff. So yeah, throw it in the comments if you guys have anything you want to recommend that I try next. But definitely a fan of this one, just in the sense that it's actually just something kind of different. It says it's non-chill filtered too, so maybe that's helping out as well. But nice and rich, bold flavors, interesting rye whiskey. This has been New Riff Bottled in Bond Rye on the Bourbon Note. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.